Well, sound art, I guess it's differentiated from music in that it's really the entire universe of sound. So I like to kind of play with the ambiguity of whether people recognize the sound or not. So you're kind of riding a wave between musical abstract experience and a personal memory-driven social awareness of the sound. I'm Darren Copeland. I live in South River and made a sound installation for Ice Follies called Fishing for Sounds. The first time I think I started recording sounds from the environment, it triggered something, I guess, in me. It was very powerful because it played, I think, off the associative aspect of the sounds, because these sounds were sounds I heard all the time, so I had some history with them. So I pursued that path of recording environmental sounds, whether they be urban sounds or natural sounds or household sounds, whatever I found. Interested in recording them in their context as opposed to taking a microphone and placing it close to a sound. I was interested in how the sound worked in a space and the other sounds that coexisted with it. So I started making pieces that layered a lot of sounds, almost a kind of collage of sounds coexisting that may not coexist in reality, but they're all recorded from the environment. In my case, I was interested in the sound of radios and putting content through them and how it changes that sound. Other people have used them for different purposes. For instance, Tetsuo Kagawa in Japan, well, he designed the little micro radio transmitter that we use in the installation, and that was designed for a kind of social anarchy, kind of political movement in Japan, a free radio that anybody could own and could engage their local friends and community around them in a public broadcast that was not regulated by the powers that be. And in Tokyo, where he was based, there was the population density, so you could have an audience within a very small broadcast range. So you could be well within the government limits, but actually reach still 1,000 listeners.
In electronic evolution.
So there's a certain amount of things that are created by the moment to say, okay, we're going to make this piece now, versus the past history.
If sound is vibration, Phil, how does it get from one place to another?
Mostly through the air, Jimmy. You see, the vibration of my voice box makes the air vibrate between us. Then when the air vibrates your eardrum, you hear what I'm saying.
We did a workshop to teach people in North Bay, artists in North Bay, how to build these transmitters and how to use them in an installation way. Because what can be interesting in installation is if you have multiple transmitters broadcasting different content in the same space, then you can get a situation where you have different sounds in different locations. You can even have different transmitters on the same frequency, and as you move, different signal would cut in and out of other signals. So there's a world of play there to explore.
That's right. Try it again.
The other aspect with using radios is that one of the radios we allowed the audience to carry and walk around the space with, and that creates a different relationship to sound than if it's just over there. And so you're holding it, you're in control of it, and it's right there in front of you. So there's a different proximity to the sound and a certain kind of ownership and relationship to the sound, whatever is coming out of it, whether it's a voice or whether it's some crackling ice sound or whatever, than if it's coming from someplace else on a speaker, which can sometimes be a bit disassociated.
Oh wow, that is amazing.
What are you hearing?
It's like, it sounds like electronic music.
Whoa, like there's a rhythm under there?
Like a vibration, it's pretty intense.
Wow.
Like drum and bass kind of thing going on.
Holy crap.
So, like when I do this, it goes all the way to the end. Is that bad?
It might clip a little bit.
Yeah. Because I have it really low. It's at 20.
Okay, yeah.
When we did the workshop, we went out into the lake and did things like spread the radios out, like they were little kind of islands, like little huts, if it were almost like little fishing huts, and connecting them with some of the speaker wire and the wire for the hydrophone were moving. We kind of created a kind of visual amoebic design of wire through the space. It's not something that we experience in our everyday life. So when you attach a microphone into a water medium, you're exploring a whole new world. So you don't know what you're going to get until you dunk the microphone in. When you magnify them with microphones and especially with hydrophones and contact microphones, you bring out a different aspect of a sound that sounds unusual or foreign, or takes on other qualities or associations. So things that occurred that were not necessarily all created by me or that I had complete control over. I think with any piece that you make, there's always that negotiation of what you want to do that's new versus what you've already done in the past, and the two kind of correspond with each other. You kind of have your past experience to kind of maybe guide the process, but you have the new experiences to kind of throw out the breadcrumbs and give you a place for direction. And then one other aspect of the installation was a kind of little photo booth set up at the opening, and people could write free association of a sound. So they might go zzz or something like that, or of some sound that they imagine. And they would write that or draw it on a card, and then they would take a picture with that in front of them. And then that picture was placed on a kind of paneling that you might see inside fishing huts. So instead of having fishing trophies, pictures of with the fish that you caught, there was a picture of someone holding their invented sound word. So this was a kind of a way of connecting the experience to ice fishing and also to their own imagination of what sound is.